Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I am getting into a few things I picked up from Sephora in July. Random purchase. I had $100 reward. So I picked up some random things. I'm not sure if you can use the rewards in conjunction with their sales they have twice a year. So I just used it on a random purchases. Most of it went towards one eyeshadow palette. But I did pick up on some other things with my order. Most of this is fairly new and some of the stuff is new. And then I wanted to pick up a sunscreen stick because I don't have a good one in my collection. All right, so let's just give you, so I'm gonna give you an overview of what I picked up, and then I'm gonna be showing you swatches and applying some of this stuff. So let's start with the sunscreen. I've heard nothing but good things about this particular sunscreen stick. Every Sephora I went to, it was sold out. At least I think so. I did an online order and I did not expect it to ship in this bag, and so maybe I did see it in the store and was just expecting to see this when I really should have been looking for the bag. So it's SPF 50, and I wanted to pick this up so I could have something I could reapply with. Reapply sunscreen with after my makeup's gone, after my makeup is on. I heard this was good if you are already wearing makeup to put this on top. And I will show you what that is like. But this is what it looks like. I did see a sample in the store and it was pretty messed up and kind of weird looking and dirty. But this looks much better. I did do a swatch of this. So I will go ahead and throw that up now. It basically, I'm showing it on the skin where it's kind of shiny. That's where the product is. And then I try to show where my skin is not shiny. It gives a little bit of a glow. But that is the product, not really rubbed in, so I'll go ahead and show you that. So this is Shiseido. They are known for their skincare and sunscreen, and this is pricey, but I wanted something I would actually like enough to use. So we'll see how this goes. It is, you know, in the heat of summer where I live, it gets very hot, and I'm also very pale and prone to getting red and sunburn, so I need all the sunscreen I can get, every form, if it means I'm not going to get burnt. I mean, I'm already aging quickly, let's not make it happen faster. So I was like, I'm excited to finally get this in my hands. I wish I honestly had it in my purse earlier this summer, really, but I'm excited to really be able to travel with this, take this on the go. There's not going to be any excuses for me to reapply, except maybe I may want to have a mirror if I, you know, want to keep my makeup intact. But I'm curious to see how well this does with makeup. I also picked up a shampoo, a purple toning shampoo from Olaplex. I've never tried this before. I've actually never tried, I don't think, their shampoos or conditioners. I've tried their treatments, but not any of the shampoos. And I heard really good things about this toning shampoo. I'll go ahead and show you the swatch of how dark this is. I actually think the scent, I don't really find the Olaplex, from what I've tried, really has a scent. This one has a slightly clean scent. There's something there. I'm just hoping to try all of the good toning shampoos out there because my hair is blonde. It's definitely prone to getting brassy. You can see it at the roots there. And so I want to use the best stuff. So I'm going to be trying this one after I'm done with my current toning shampoo. I'm always going to need more, so I just picked up more of it, even though I don't quite need it right now. So I'm sure this will be reviewed in a future video. Now on to the 3 other makeup products I picked up in this order. And really that is it. I picked up another blush. I know, do we really need more cream blushes? But this was a new one that people seem to love. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. And I got the shade Perfect Pink. I was reading in the Sephora comments that someone said this is the perfect color of pink. So I just got this in the mail today and it was sitting outside and I think it sweated a little bit. This is from me swatching, but around that you can kind of see some texture. I'm assuming that is some sweating happening. But this is a this looks kind of like a powder, right? This is very creamy. I'll go ahead and show you the swatch of that. This is gonna be interesting. I'm curious if it lasts on the skin because of how creamy it is. But when I started to rub in the swatch, it did sort of dry down and sort of leave a stain. So I am very curious. They have several different shades. They have a not as bright pink, which looked pretty as well. But that is that, and I will try that with you guys. This is, I believe, a very new release from Rare Beauty. This is the All of the Above weightless eyeshadow stick. A lot of eyeshadow sticks coming out. Another one. I'm gonna say this is a bronze color that I'm not sure why I picked it. I kind of want to look online to see why I thought I should get this color. This really reminds me of the eyeshadow sticks I already have from Victoria Beckham. I'll go ahead and show you the swatch, but this is the shade Contentment. I just got one just to start out with. See if I like it. It does very pointy. I was gonna say, I wonder if it comes with a sharpener. It does, because this very pointy tip will not last. I'm curious to see how this wears. But yeah, there are several colors. And I just wanted to point out the packaging of this. This cap has a little jewel in it. I was like, this reminds me of the e.l.f. packaging. So e.l.f. also has a no budge shadow stick, and it also has the same little jewel at the top. This came out first. This is the newer one. I think this is hilarious. This also has a sharpener at the base. Let's see if the weight is different. Is this made in the same place? Okay, so with the e.l.f. product, you get more. You get 1.6 grams. In the Rare Beauty, you get 1.3. So these are different colors. This one's a little more rounded. But you do get more product with the e.l.f. So kind of funny, similar packaging, at least with the cap there, but I mean, it's pretty uncanny. I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but it's pretty hilarious. I won't say like there's a huge price difference. I actually don't remember how much this one was. But I felt like I feel like Rare Beauty is more of a mid-range pricing compared to Victoria Beckham. The same sort of product is a lot more with Victoria Beckham. It's 1.6 grams with Victoria Beckham, so you do get the same amount as the e.l.f. with Victoria Beckham, but this one's like over $30. The Rare Beauty is about $22, and I'm not sure about the e.l.f. pricing, but I mean, they all sort of do the same thing. I would say performance is probably different though. All right, so moving on from that, I will try that out with you guys. On to the last palette, the most expensive product, where the bulk of my reward money went. This Tom Ford eyeshadow palette. This is the Hazy Sensuality Eye Color Quad number 42. I picked this because I felt like it was going to be a cousin to the Nude Dip palette, and at least from Swatches, it sort of feels that way, but I feel like most of these tones are pretty warm, whereas the new dip has more of a taupey color. I will go grab that palette so you guys can have a nice comparison. The new dip doesn't have this pink of a shade, but I feel like there is a similar shade to these three. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw up the swatches to this and we're gonna play around. This is the wet dry formula, the one that a lot of people really love. And this isn't totally new, but it came out this year and it is one of their newer color stories. And everything pretty much looks standard as far as packaging goes. It came with the little pouch, the little applicator thing that goes over it. The only thing that looked different to me, I don't remember this being on their palettes, but let me go grab new dip. Obviously they are different, okay? So here's new dip over here, and here is Hazy Sensuality. But this light shade is sort of a pinkish silvery tone. This is sort of a warm champagne. And this guy is our taupey shimmery color, and then we have a deeper shade here. I don't know why I thought like, oh, these are cousins. Clearly not. This is very pink. But I do think the top two shades are pretty close. The brown are obviously a different tone there, and this is more of a, I don't know, not so warm vibe. What do you guys? All right, now that I have done the overview, you've seen swatches, kind of gave you sort of a clue as to what I'm thinking about these products so far. Let's go ahead and play with them. All right, so I'm gonna start out with this blush, and we're gonna experiment and use this last on top of everything else. I'm probably not gonna put that over my eyes, which is mostly what I'm gonna focus on. So I do have makeup on my face. I came home from work. Most of it has absorbed into my face. You can see I have mascara and eyeliner on. I rubbed off the eyeshadow that I had on. I do have some remnants of foundation, but all the blush and highlighter have basically worn off. I have a little bit of eyebrows left, but there's really not much to speak of. I'm not gonna touch up my base makeup. I'm just gonna show you what this blush looks like as my skin as is. So I have redness. Pink blush would probably make most people nervous, but generally I have more coverage on before I put on a blush like this. And most of the time, by the end of the day, when my face looks like this, there's no blush to be seen. I have to reapply, especially when the weather is warm. My face just eats everything up. So I'm gonna apply this with my finger and see how it goes. Couple of swirls there. You can see this is a sheeny gal. Ooh. So as I'm putting it on, it's drying down almost immediately, which is kind of nice. It doesn't stay really tacky for very long once you move it around. That is kind of nice. And it's actually showing up on my skin, even though my skin is practically bare at this point. That's kind of cute. This feels really good to put on, even with the fingers. And I'm pretty sure you could probably diffuse this out with a brush. Is it me or did it just disappear? Let me put a little bit more on and not use a brush. That looks good. Huh. First impressions, use your fingers and don't blend out too much, otherwise it might disappear. That's cute. Can I use this on my lips? I kind of want to try this. It's made with hyaluronic acid to hydrate and plump skin with a sheer veil of color. Okay, do I look plumped? Unveil your luminosity. Sheer formula is made with hyaluronic acid to plump and hydrate while enhancing cheeks with a dewy finish. Grips the skin while pearlescent pigments create a luminous finish for a perfect no makeup effect. Definitely got a sheen to it. Now I know not everyone likes that, but when I'm not wearing a lot of makeup and no highlighter, maybe like kind of a one and done product for this area. It's kind of nice. It says apply it over the soft sculpt transforming skin enhancer or your favorite base for a warm dewy look. It says use the F1 brush with this product until hairs are evenly coated and apply it to apples of cheeks, blending upward toward the temple. Apply with fingertips for an even more natural effect. That's what I did. I kind of love it. It says apply it over your favorite setting powder for a luminous last step, or set it with soft pop powder blush for a full coverage finish. Dab onto lips for a monochromatic pop of color. Okay, so I can put on my lips. That is what I'm gonna do. I'm honestly surprised how much product you get here. At least it looks like a lot. This is 5 grams, 0.17 ounces. I'm not gonna go compare it to all my cream products, but it looks big. Let me compare it to, let's see, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Compact. Pretty good size for a blush. I'm gonna put this on the lips. Ooh, I don't know that that's my color. A little bit pastel. Yeah, no, probably not. All right, so I'm gonna use this on one eye. This all of the above weightless eyeshadow stick. That's a mouthful, Rare Beauty, and I don't like long names. Let me see why I got tricked into picking out this very boring bronze color. Okay, so the shade Well-Being Soft Pink looks super pretty, but also kind of boring. Champagne I was interested in because I always love a color like that. Contentment. Is this what I got? This is what I got. Okay, so online, Contentment looks completely different than what I'm looking at here. This is a warm bronze. Online it looks like it's described as rose taupe, but when I look online, does that look rose taupey to you? This looks very warm bronzy to me. I mean, I am very confused. It looks like I got the shade copper or even bronze. So I'm curious, what those must just be really dark, because Contentment does not look dark. I didn't read reviews on the shades on these, and I probably should have. I wonder what people are saying. So this is a water resistant formula. Try it anyway. This is definitely okay. I get why I'm confused by this color. I'm just gonna roll this over the eye. I don't know, maybe I just don't know what rose taupe looks like in real life. So that is, there it is without any blending. I'm gonna try to use a brush to blend out this a little bit. I don't want to blend it completely over everything, because sometimes when I do that with cream shadows, it's not really the desired effect. I just want a blending of the edges. That is nice. So here's the Victoria Beckham. I have the shade Caramel, right? Here we are side by side. I mean, it's a different tone. It's definitely darker, but this in no way is taupe. Rose taupe, like, no. So anyway, I'm not super happy with this. I don't really return makeup. Here's the e.l.f. one. This is a different color. This is champagne. But you guys can see they all, you know, pretty much apply fairly smoothly. I think this e.l.f. one had the roughest application, but really not that bad. I think it has the chunkiest glitter reflect, but it is a champagne shade. But there you are, all very similar products, similar packaging. Very funny. I will note the Victoria Beckham does not have a sharpener at the end, but the e.l.f. and Rare Beauty do. Okay, here's the Tom Ford. Yeah, so here's the new dip packaging. It's very dirty. Here's the new one. So they put a TF. I knew I wasn't going to losing it. This is a new edition, the TF. It's been a while since I've picked up a quad, so maybe that's not really a new thing, but I definitely noticed the initials. Okay, so let's get into this palette here. I want to start out with this deep color to see how it works out. Brown warm shade. I kind of just want to crease it up. There's a lot of sort of lighter shades in this palette. I would say from the swatches, there is not a lot of difference between these two top shades. I mean, there is something I like. These two colors have some sparkle to them. This has some shimmer, but definitely more reflect with these two. But you guys will see on the skin what the differences are. One's a little more champagne-y. That's a nice sort of medium crease shade. That's a really nice tone. You guys see that? Really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the other side. There we have it, some base down. I'm gonna move into this pink shade here, which has some visible sparkle. So I'm a little bit nervous. Ooh. This is rosy color. Almost looks slightly metallic, which excites me. It's got a lot of really pretty shine. And I know pink is not for everyone. This is already reminding me of Pat McGrath palettes, her Divine Rose palette. She's got a lot of pink going on. And I'm getting some mascara fallout. Ooh, I love this pink color. That is really nice. I probably would just use one of these in the inner corner. So I'm like, do I use it on the brow bone? Let's start with that. It's definitely like a typical light champagne gold color. Very safe. I mean, these colors are not groundbreaking, but if you've never tried Tom Ford, I do recommend going to a counter, swatching it, playing with it a little bit, and I think you'll notice a difference. I'm gonna go in my inner corner with the lightest shade here, which I'm all about inner corner light shades. I'm excited about this. Yeah, this is definitely a almost icy vibe, which for me I prefer over some gold warmer tone highlights. But I don't mind the champagne on the brow bone. I could have definitely put some of the gold on the lid a little bit, maybe down the middle. If you don't like icy, you could use champagne in the inner corner. But I think I'll stand by my comment, but that this is a, warmer, funner cousin, more bright colored cousin of the new dip. This is pretty. So I wouldn't stop here normally, and if the rest of my makeup was more polished right now, this palette would stand out even more, but this is not the last time you'll see this palette on my channel, so I will try this palette again. But I feel like this, let's just do some comparisons of shades here to the Nude Dip, which was one of my all-time favorite quads of any brand. I'd say the Nude Dip is like super safe. I almost want to use this as an eyeliner with this look. So there you have it. You see sort of the pink warmness, the taupiness, and the champagne. I think these two combined are like heaven in my book in terms of like color options and shimmer options. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch Hazy Sensuality. I don't know, what is this, part of the summer collection? There was some other warm tone palettes that also appealed to me with these new, I don't know, summer releases. Sorry, this is not the best lineup here. Okay, I feel like these are kind of close. But other than that, they're different. I think they could complement each other for sure. But yeah, see how similar they are? I mean, on the eye, I think the difference is a lot more clear, but swatch, they do look pretty close. That's why I was like, well, what do I do with this gold shade? What I like about Nude Dip is like they do have like a better eyeliner color. This medium brown isn't quite deep enough. I mean, I could try to make it work for an eyeliner, but not really. All right, so I applied it. I'm gonna finish with some eyeliner, maybe touch up on the mascara just to give you a better sense of how this palette looks, and I will be back. Alright, here is the final look, all polished, at least more polished than it was before. I do feel like adding those final touches makes the palette, gives the, you know, whatever you're trying sort of a fair chance. So let's recap what I went over. The blush. It's, you know, not disappearing on me now that I have multiple layers using my fingers. I do worry about using a brush to blend it out. Kind of made it disappear, but I'm sure it varies depending on the type of brush you use. I used the new Sonia G sheer buffer, which is supposed to be for cream products, and I have noticed, at least so far, that it can sort of make those color cream products disappear if you kind of do too much blending. So I recommend the fingers with this. I like the very pink color of this. I don't think I have a cream blush quite this tone, this very true pink color. I have right at my fingertips the Clé de Peau cream blush number 2, which is also very pink and kind of sheeny and creamy, right? But I think this one has more of, gotta use another arm here, I don't know, a different tone. It's probably gonna be the same. It's a different vibe. It's also a very different texture. I say the Mario one is a little bit more special and different, that it starts out super creamy and then pretty much very quickly blends to powder finish. So this is more of like a true pink. This has some other colors going on with it, maybe more of a rose, slightly peachy pink color over here. But yeah, so, you know, Not totally unique in my collection, but probably the most girly Barbie pink cream blush I have. Where it's like that true pink, so perfect timing. Now that Barbie movie's coming out. Yeah, so I'm digging it. I really like the texture. It surprised me. I didn't expect it to dry down. I think a lot of my complaints with cream blushes is that they can be sticky, they can be too dry, they can be difficult to blend out, and then they don't really dry down to a powder a lot of times, and then they disappear. So I like to see how long this lasts. I'm not expecting it to last all day because no blush does, but I'd be curious. Okay, moving on to the eyeshadow. I am gonna use this at the end. The eyeshadow stick, I think it blends really nice. The formula is good. It's just as good as other eyeshadow sticks I've tried. I like the price point. I'm disappointed by Contentment. I think they tricked me on the shade. It looks very different than what it looks like online. And if I saw this in person, I would have not purchased it because it just looks like a basic bronze color, which I have plenty of in my collection. And I do, you know, I have a recent purchase eyeshadow stick in this color. I mean, it's pretty close, not exact, but close enough. So yeah, that kind of stuff really makes me angry when you're misled about colors online. Like, they need to change the description, and they need to redo the pictures. There's no rosy, slightly pinkish tone or taupiness about that. This palette, Tom Ford palette, the quad, I love it. I think it goes really well with these cheeks. You know, you're popping off that pink sort of metallic shade, which I really like the pigment. It really shows up. It's not bashful, and I like the complementary shades with it. I would say my biggest complaint is probably the fact that the two lightest shades in the palette are probably not necessary. I like the icy shade. For me personally, my preferences, I would have swapped out that champagne for something else. We could have had another metallic shade as an option. You could have had a darker shade as more of a matte or an eyeliner, or just even a color that could go under the eye. I don't know, but I just felt like the champagne and the icy shade was not necessary, but I made it work. I put it under the brow bone and it's pretty, so maybe I shouldn't complain. But I enjoy the look. I think it's fun, it's playful, it's romantic. Sometimes people don't love pink, but I think this is a really pretty version. I ended up, as eyeliner, I ended up using the powder, the dark brown powder eyeshadow from New Dip. And I put a little bit of the Inglot Duraline to make it watery for an eyeliner. And I used a brush and painted it on, retouched my mascara, helped out my eyebrows a little bit, powdered my face, and put on a clear lip gloss with some glitter in it. And here we are. So yeah, I'm a fan of Hazy Sensuality. I picked it up. Glad I picked it up. Glad I didn't pay full price for it though. Glad I used my rewards on it. I do think a lot of Tom Ford's products are really great. I have not spent a lot of money on his complexion stuff though, but I know there are certain foundations people absolutely love. I have been using the Traceless Soft Matte Primer, which has been really good to me. I've really been liking this. But I do want to try some of the foundations. I don't know what's been holding me back. There's certain things that I'm like, no problem jumping into. I think it's always the price. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and we're gonna see what happens. So there's this roller thing that you twist. It just goes in a circle and just kind of twists up. You can see it on the back there. I love the really cool colors on here. I think as you use the product, this is gonna go up, sort of like a deodorant function here. This is 20 grams, 0.7 ounces. Clear sunscreen stick. I believe this is all chemical, wet force, and heat force. Water resistant. Let's learn about this sunscreen real quick. Clear sunscreen stick that goes on smoothly without stickiness or a mess on your hands. Featuring the Synchro Shield, its protective veil becomes even stronger when it detects heat, water, or perspiration. Okay, defense against UVA, UVB rays, and dryness while providing a skin emollient effect. Convenient for use anytime, anywhere. So I'm just gonna kind of go how I would apply anything to my face. You can see some makeup kind of coming off. Let's see how this blush holds up. So I would never put this on like right after I apply makeup. This is gonna be at, you know, maybe midday, right before I go on a walk, or at the end of the day if I'm gonna walk home, you know, and it's sunny and I'm not really caring how perfect my makeup looks. I can definitely feel the dew on my skin as I apply it. It definitely feels like something's being creamy is being left behind. But just looking in the mirror, like, yes, I look glowier and this is now dirty. I am impressed how it, you know, it definitely, if you're like, oh, I want a powdery matte finish, you're not gonna be happy with this. But let's see, I didn't even blend it in or anything. So you definitely feel sort of that balmy texture. Definitely feels odd to like put something like this over makeup. There are sprays available, so you don't disturb your makeup, but this feels like it might be a little bit better at like being able to really see where the product got applied, because you are more in control of where it goes. I think that's a plus. It went really well over makeup. I think it made my face look even better. Awesome. And I love how small it is, and I can just, wow. Now I will have to try this on with more full coverage everything on and see like, well, does it really make everything better? Probably not, but I think for summertime use, I wouldn't expect my foundation to last at all. Yeah, this looks good. Recommend at least trying it. I think it's good to, like, if you're gonna experiment with any sort of skincare product, I would experiment with trying lots of different sunscreens. I know they're very expensive, but if you can find one that you are gonna use regularly, that is worth its price in gold. So even if it means like trying out a few things that you don't end up liking, like, you can always give sunscreen to people. I mean, your friends, if you don't end up loving it, like, hey, you know, I didn't like it, but you might enjoy it, or you may not mind this thing that I didn't like. It's always a good thing to protect your skin and encourage other people to protect your skin, even if you didn't love it. Feels good. I won't say that like you're not gonna notice the texture. Like, it does have a significant film left on your face. All right, that's it for this Sephora haul. I had a lot of fun trying out these products with you, and I will continue to use these products in future videos, and I will, I'm sure, have more developed thoughts. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.